fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX2 SIDRIVER from Kamen Rider Revice, and it is called this because it is used to transform into both Kamen Rider Evil and Kamen Rider Live, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde thing that Daiji has going on because of the demon that's living inside him. And so SIDRIVER, SIDRIVER, not the best portmanteau they've ever come up with, but we'll go with it. So as you can see here, of course, we get the driver itself. We get the Bat Vice stamp over here as well. And you get a really nice picture of Live and Evil on the front of the box here. Again, here they are on the top of the box, just listing the contents as well. Not too much going on the bottom. Over here, you have a cool pic of Evil. And then over on this side, you have Live. I gotta be honest, I think personally I kind of like Evil's design more than Live's, which is a shame because we'll probably end up seeing Live more often, but we'll see how it goes. But I just think it's a neat design for Evil. I really like that. So this is just showing how you use the Bat Vice stamp to transform into both forms, depending on how you have the driver set. We have a sword mode for Evil, we have a gun mode for Live. Of course, we'll take a look at all of that. You have some final attacks, you can use the other stamps, and then of course we can use the Bat Vice stamp with the other items that have been released. We'll take a look at all of that, of course. And no batteries required. We have 6 watch batteries included for both the driver and the Vice stamp, so no batteries need to be provided by yourself, which is always a nice thing. So that's it for the packaging here. Let's get everything out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is the 2 SIDRIVER and Bat Vice stamp out of the packaging, and I did just want to point out real quick that, of course, because it's a driver, it does come with straps and the little square connector piece to keep them together. I don't ever bother to wear these things, so I don't even bother to take those pieces out of the box anymore, but I just wanted to note that they are included in case you were curious or thought mine didn't come with them or something. They just get fed through here, and then they peg into each other if you wanted to wear this. So you can see that the driver itself is kind of composed of 2 pieces here, this belt buckle piece, and then the main driver unit is kind of the sword/gun. And if you go ahead and pop it off of here, there's a little button right here that's going to catch this little, like, let me just zoom in here so you can see what it is. Kind of just like a little nub right here that's going to hit this peg, which will pop the sword open. So as soon as you go ahead and remove this, it naturally deploys the sword, which is kind of cool. And I like the color scheme. I think the greenish teal with the purple, real nice metallic purple there, looks good. You have the trigger here. Just a generic kind of like sword clanging, slashing sound there. Holding it down does nothing. So there's really nothing done there. If you press this, there's no electronics in the belt. But I think what happens is you can see there that it makes this button pop out, which activates something on this because it'll kind of start the sequence for the transformation. You can see that there's a button back here, which is what gets pushed down. This here button is for removing the Vice stamp. So you can see here that as I'm hitting the clashing sound some more, hitting this on the back here will lower this so you can pull the Vice stamp out. Let's see, batteries are in here, so if you ever needed to replace the batteries, you would just push something in there to slide the cover off, and the watch batteries are inside. I'm trying to determine where the speaker actually is. I guess it's right here, yeah, it's right here in the front, so it's going to be covered by the Vice stamp, but it still will be loud enough to hear everything. This piece right here, this button, if you press that down, that's how you can swivel it around into the gun mode, and then you can close this back up. So you can hear now it says gun. You have your generic firing sound there. Again, holding it down doesn't really do anything. And then if you want to swivel it down again, you can press that button, and let's see. Now you can hear, don't even really get that far, and it already kind of sets it off. So, and then it clicks into place. So it says gun or blade, depending on which one you switch it into. And of course, this does not have to be deployed to get that sound. And then when we go ahead and click this back in, no sound effect there, but we can go ahead and get into the transformation. But first, let's take a look at the Bat Vice stamp. So it looks pretty cool. You have this kind of nice pearl white here for the bat. You have some kind of translucent black plastic here for the front. And of course you have that marbling effect that we're always used to. But it is kind of different from the normal Revice or even Demon's marbling effect. They all kind of have their own pattern or color scheme. You can see the QR code here on the back. Speakers are on the sides here. And then you have the magnet pattern down here for the bat. So that's pretty much everything there is to know about this thing on its own, but let's go ahead, we'll get into the transformation here. So how this is going to work, we hit the button on top. Now see, sometimes you have to, if you don't hit it hard enough, it won't actually trigger it. Okay, so now this says confirmed, but it doesn't play any standby music or anything, which I thought was kind of strange. And then you just slide this in. So there you go, now he's transformed into evil. You're back to the slashing sound. You don't actually have to remove this from the belt buckle to transform, but if you do, of course it's going to flip out the sword. And then we can do the attack by pressing the button. And then if we slide this back on, I just wanted to show that you can have the sword connected to the buckle or on its own. You still get the same attack sound there. So I'm going to go ahead and press this button on the back here so that we can slide this off. And then we will go ahead and shift into Lives formation here. I don't know, mine really doesn't like to do the confirmed. There we go. So you hear there, the transformation jingle is entirely different. Even the eeny, meeny, miny, mo standby music is completely different, which is fun. Back to the generic firing sound. So there you go. That's pretty much it for that. With the Bat Vice stamp, you basically get the transformation for live and evil, and then you get the attack sound for live and evil, and that's pretty much it. We can use some of the other Vice stamps. I wanted to use Jackal because he does use that one in the show. I might not be hitting it enough in the middle. That might be what it is. So the transformation jingle is not really going to be any different. It's just going to make the Vice stamp say its name. So instead of making the Vice stamp say Bat, here it's making the Vice stamp say Jackal. But the jingle that comes out of the driver is always going to be the same. Well, that's pretty much it for the two-side driver. We can go ahead and try the Bat Vice stamp and the other roleplay items that we have. Next up, the Orin Buster 50. And then last up, we have the Gundaphone. I think those might be repeat sounds. I don't know that those are exclusive to the Bad Vice stamp. So I think the two-side driver is all right. I mean, it's kind of neat how it works. Well, he kind of has like a Jekyll and Hyde personality and can actually transform into two different riders. I think that's kind of neat. The toy itself doesn't have a ton of functionality, but I mean, you have a gun mode, you have a sword mode, you have a handful of sound effects for each. Transformation jingle for the two are different. You have an attack sound for the two that are different. And it's compatible with all of the Vice stamps. It doesn't really read them because it's always going to say its part. The Vice stamp is always going to say its own name. One leaves a space for the other, so they kind of work together. But one doesn't cause new sounds out of the other. So I'm hesitant to say that it reads it. I'm just going to say that they have compatibility. But it's still fun. You know, I think that's kind of neat. I mean, it's a secondary rider weapon at this point. Well, secondary? Third? Technically, Evil was first, then Demons, then Live. So is he the second rider, the third rider, the fourth rider? I'm not really sure. In any case, it's not the main rider. I think we can all agree on that. It's still a fun driver. Of course, it's going to have a little bit less functionality than the main driver. But I still think it's fun. Plus, you get the Bat Vice stamp, which of course is compatible with all the other gimmick items. So definitely fun to be had there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.